This will be a non-spoiler review of James Gunn's Superman. If you want a full spoiler review, comment down below. We're talking the positives and the negatives. After 2.5 years of hype, we finally get to sit down in a movie theater and decide if this movie is a super failure or a bigger smash than Superman crashing through a wall. First positive, David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan. I love their individual performances as Lois and Superman, and I love their interaction as an on-screen couple. They flip the usual Lois and Clark formula in a way that I've never seen on screen before in live action. I thought that was great. I thought them being an imperfect couple was a great way to humanize Superman. I even liked the scene from the trailer that everybody hated, where he gets mad at her. Fight me, nerds. It's a great way to humanize him. He's a guy who gets into unexpected arguments with his girlfriend. Who can't relate to that? Some of us more than others. Loved all that. On the negative side, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor was not doing it for me. He was saying and doing all the right comic book villain things, but it felt like somebody cosplaying Lex Luthor to me. He tried out for Superman in this movie, and I was really curious how that would come across in his performance as Lex Luthor, because maybe he could channel some of that dislike for the guy who actually got the role, channel that hate into, his playing off of David Cornsweet, but it just made me go, man, if this is his Lex Luthor, what was his Superman gonna be? Kinda glad we don't live in that timeline. There was a spoiler that got out that I would have sworn was a fake spoiler about his Luthor, and it turned out to be true in this movie. And that made me unintentionally laugh. That was just too cringy. If you've seen South Park's version of Great Expectations, you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, did not care for his performance, which is sad because he's supposed to be one of the best villains, so glad they kind of got him out of the way. On the next positive side, though, Mr. Terrific was really wonderful? Spectacular? I can't think of the right word for some reason. He really stood out among the Justice Gang. Negative side, I thought Nathan Fillion was a great choice for Guy Gardner Green Lantern, but we really don't get enough of him in the movie for as good a choice as I thought he was. Wish we got more of him. Crypto was a little overhyped as well for how much he's in the movie, but we do get more of him than we got of Red Hulk in Captain America, so I thought he was fine. Just maybe the right amount. A little more might have been good or even expected for as much as they hyped him up in the trailers and the marketing for this, but he's fine. And some violence against him did get cut out of the film, so maybe there was more of him. I'd be very curious to see an extended cut. We know some Hammer of Baravia's stuff got cut out. I'd be curious to see what else didn't make the cut, because this definitely could have been a longer movie. Which brings me to my next negative. There's a lot going on in here. There's a lot of exposition, and they handled it all pretty well, but there was a family behind me whispering, going, wait, what happened? Wait, why is he weak right now? What's this? So yeah, I can see where this movie will be hard for some people to follow, especially if you're a casual moviegoer. And a divisive movie is not what you want first thing out of the gate with a new Superman movie and a new DC universe. So maybe some points off for that. Honestly, this could have been a whole trilogy of Superman movies. They crammed a lot in here. There's a reveal in the third act that made me go, this too? We don't need this. There's enough going on. Very surprised by all that. On the positive side, it was well done. It clocks in at 2 hours and 9 minutes with credits. There is a mid and a post-credits scene. They handled it well for as overstuffed as it is, and I will give them props for that. I just don't think it needed as much as perhaps they gave it. The soundtrack is excellent. The score that they updated, the Christopher Reeve score from the trailers, does make it into the final movie, which is great. And unlike Ghostbusters, James Gunn sets up a joke that he pays off in the credits, which is awesome. On the negative side, he's really good at incorporating music into his movies usually, and this one relied more on the score than a proper needle drop soundtrack. So Little disappointed in that, only because it's usually a James Gunn strength. If this were anyone else's movie, I probably wouldn't bump into that problem as much. All in all, I had a good time watching this movie, but not a great time. No one was clapping, but no one was booing or demanding refunds either. You know what I mean? And I think that's not what you want for a new Superman movie. This felt like if you picked up a Silver Age comic in the middle of its run, or if you watched a random Superman TV episode. It was good. I liked they skipped a lot of the origin stuff. They put you right in the action, and this thing is action packed from start to finish, but I don't know. It's different. And different could be good or bad. I think time will really have to tell on this one. I think history will decide how good this Superman movie is. But I had a good time watching it. I hope you do too. I'm kind of sad this is the end of Superman videos on the channel, man. Unless I buy some more merch or something like that. But for the most part, this is the end. And these videos have been really good to us, so RIP Superman coverage. What did you think about Superman? Comment down below. We'll be back soon, so come back soon and take another bite of the GeeKlare. A supersized bite, if you will.